This picture probably just reminded you that you need to change your air filter. Don't worry, you're not alone. We all tend to forget. For me, it's when I start to sneeze that I remember to change the 3 air filters in my home. Yes, I said 3. That means I have to carry on a heavy ladder and interrupt my day to change these things every couple months. But if your air filter gets this bad, you tend to have indoor air quality that's subpar, and you have an increase in your electricity usage from your HVAC system because it's trying harder to pull the air through this filter. With all that extra effort, your HVAC system could lead to premature failure and perform at an inefficient state. The industry is coming out with some neat innovations, such as subscription models, sensors that can tell you when to change your air filter, or even a washable air filters that can last the whole lifetime of your system. But they all mean you have to touch this thing every couple months. I'd love to introduce you to the phase filter. It's an automatically changing air filter for your home. Once you receive it in the mail, you just place it over your air intake vent and screw it on, insert the provided batteries, snap in the filter roll, and place on the cover. And then you don't have to worry about anything for a whole year. Every couple of weeks, a new filter section is scrolled up so that way you have a fresh section of filter to clean your air. This is 6 times more often than if you were to use a traditional pleated air filter. Right now, we're spending a lot more time at home, and we're conscientious of the air that we're breathing, especially because of things such as COVID and wildfires out west. All these factors are important reasons to make sure that you are changing your air filter regularly. In 2019, the market was estimated to be $4 billion for the US air purification. And then you'll expect in 2021 for that number to grow significantly with these environmental and social events. So that's why we're taking advantage of taking initial beta product and testing with our friends and family. We hope to take this product to our initial customers, such as property management firms who handle hundreds or thousands of doors, where they need to make sure these houses and the assets within them are protected, and the people that are living in them are comfortable and breathing clean air. We have a 3D printed design so that way we can welcome any adjustments and make quick changes from the feedback from these initial customers. We also have a subscription model where every year we send you a new roll. You don't have to worry about remembering what size you have or when you last purchased it. We have an easy DIY installation and swap out, so that way you can forget about walking down one of these busy aisles ever again. Through the Smart and Resilient City Accelerator at the IM, we've had some great opportunities to reach out to mentors and get some incredible feedback on our approach. We also received a stipend that's allowed us to continue engineering and purchase 3D printers and other equipment and materials, so that way we can start doing our beta testing, which we're super excited about. My name is Kenny Castaneda. I'm the founder and inventor of the phase filter. I'm also a homeowner and landlord, and I'm just frustrated with changing air filters. I can't wait for this product to hit the market. Right now, we're at a pre-seed stage where we're looking to finalize our engineering, bump up marketing to those initial customers like property management firms, and line up production so we can be ready to scale at large. We're welcoming investments from angel investors who are experienced in consumer products and are excited about this space. I look forward to speaking to many of you after this event, and I hope that in the future you can breathe with ease with the phase filter. Thank you.
Where will you go when there are no more places to live? To Mars? Perhaps. The UN predicts that roughly 70% of the world's population will live in urban areas by 2030. Houston's population has skyrocketed and will be the nation's 3rd largest within that same time frame. Our real estate is finite, so why do we spend so much of it on landfills? Consider this. It takes 15 years to permit and build a new landfill. Here in Houston, our most often used landfill reaches capacity in 14 years. Consider also 11 other local landfills will reach capacity soon thereafter. Then what? 85% of our landfills at capacity as we move past 4 million people in a space that has not grown 1 inch. Do you know that Texans spent over $110 million to landfill plastics in 2019? I'm Jonna Porter, founder and CEO of Fractal, and I want us to stay in Houston. I've spent my entire career in biotechnology, on core teams building greenfield facilities, leading quality, IT automation, and project management initiatives. My team also includes Dr. Rahul, a polymer scientist, and Dr. Jeff, a mechanical engineer. Both have extensive experience in product development and commercialization. I moved back to Houston to build Fractal here. The majority of landfill utilization is plastics and organics. At Fractal, we develop advanced materials or thermoplastic elastomers comprised of those same plastics, organics such as local food or plant byproducts, and end-of-life tire rubber. Our media proof of concept, gray matter, shown above to the left, is applicable for construction, automotive, general manufacturing, and even athletic. In fact, Fractal was intended to be an athletic product. The idea was birthed when I was seated in my hot yoga room in the Bay Area, eyes closed in lotus pose waiting for class to begin. I encountered the pungent smell of someone's mat unrolling before I ever saw them, and as a chemist I am, immediately began to wonder where it would go and how it could be built better. These questions have been driving Fractal's innovation ever since. So, why Fractal? As I mentioned, our media are a composite of two of the largest waste streams sent to landfills, plastics and rubber. Therefore, they are a mix of both, inherently flexible and durable. Our utilization of major waste streams, including our own processes, represents an easily implementable, cost-efficient alternatives to current solutions such as downcycling or decorative processes such as burning for fuel. We are also homegrown, circulating created value within our community, throughout our community. Our business and revenue models are circular, sustainable, and in fact, regenerative. We facilitate the diversion of materials from landfills and put these materials into our proprietary process and then offer them in a materials marketplace. These advanced materials represent a $21 billion market worldwide, translating to a roughly $40 million market in Houston's built environment alone. As a native Houstonian, I understand how we feel about our space. We love our sprawl. However, it turns out we also care about the environment. Texas leads the nation in LEED certifications, with Houston and Dallas out front. We are ready for this. So what has Fractal been up to? We are currently participating in the ION Smart and Resilient Cities Accelerator, where we've been matched with stage-specific, industry-leading mentorship, as well as being welcomed into a network of local entities looking to prepare Houston for a resilient future. A stipend received helped us to acquire lease space at the East End Maker Hub. We've met 75% of our Q2 OKRs through internal financing. As of Q3, we will begin fundraising to meet 2021 and 2022 OKRs, such as hiring and mechanical process optimization. Let's save space for current and future Houstonians, as well as providing building blocks for our city's resilience. You can help us prevent new landfills.
Diverting food waste from the landfill is a growing trend in Europe and in Asia, and it's coming to the United States. In fact, there are over 150 small composting companies in the country. We launched Moonshot Compost last summer, and we now have over 250 residential and 15 commercial customers, institutions, and businesses like Rice University, ConocoPhillips, and Jenny Splendid Ice Cream. You know food waste is a big problem, and the data speaks for itself. Food waste is overflowing our landfills and creating massive amounts of harmful methane. But the biggest problem is that the generators of food waste don't want to pay for a compost service. The question is, as the trend explodes, who's going to be the one to exploit this market? We think it's us because of our technology. We are a compost company that weighs everything we collect and uses a technology platform to communicate that data to the community.
We've helped Rice University divert nearly 30 tons in the last 6 months, but we've given them more than just composting, a way to share that information with anyone. No dashboard, no app to download, just a QR code for a technology platform that we manage and update. This data we collect and how we communicate it differentiates us. And the same for our residential subscribers. In your kitchen, you can scan your QR code, find all this cool data, and share it any way you like. No logins, no passwords. Off the bat, we have neighborhoods competing against each other, and we're just scratching the surface on how to keep people's attention on this platform. Soon, before you go out to eat or to the grocery store or even to look for a job, you'll be able to check a platform to find a business near you who shares your values. And those businesses will be able to speak directly to you about their composting efforts. We are not just two guys with an idea. Joe and I spent over 15 years each in transportation logistics and corporate law before we started looking for something with more purpose. And here we are, bootstrapping this effort to help Houston meet its climate goals, powered by the ION's Smart and Resilient Cities Accelerator, to do it smarter and faster than we could on our own. Our goal was always to create a data stream around waste, but we wanted to become experts first. 2020 was about building our collection business. In 2021, we have tripled our customer base, expanded our services to include our enhanced data platforms, and are targeting a pilot program with the City of Houston. Our expectation is that composting services like ours will become pretty ubiquitous. We have already collected over 165,000 pounds of food waste in Houston. Our customers are sticking with us, and we're growing despite direct competition. Our technology and innovative services will allow us to compete in any domestic market.
The waste service industry is notorious for low operating margins. The industry's 10-year median is around 9%. The industry's leaders is about 15%. We project ours to be around 30%. The monetization of our data will only increase our margins. The leaders and mentors at the ION fueled our passion and expanded our tools for growing our business and have already connected us with important city leaders. We know we can help Houston reach its goal to reduce residential waste 50% by 2040, but we can't do it without you. We invite you to join the mission to feed the earth and starve the landfill.
Hi, I'm Johnny Huang, co-founder of Teratonics. Our solution can generate electricity from ambient cellular and Wi-Fi signal to replace battery for powering IoT sensors. There are all kinds of electromagnetic waves in the environment, such as sunlight and thermal wave. Radio frequency or RF signals are also electromagnetic wave, just at a different wavelengths. My co-founder, Dr. Yi Luo, was a professor at Carnegie Mellon University. His research passion was on how to efficiently generate electricity from ambient RF signals, and he made breakthrough invention. There's strong broadcasting RF signals such as cellular and Wi-Fi around us. So can we generate useful electricity from them? Meanwhile, IoT is changing how we live and work. There will be billions of IoT sensors around us for both consumer and industrial applications. Typical IoT sensor consists of sensing part for data collection, microcontroller for data processing and power management, and transmitter for sending data to the internet. They all need power. Most of them are powered by batteries. For billions of IoT sensors, millions of batteries need to be replaced every day, which means huge replacement costs and better ways. So just pull electricity out of thin air? Yes, we have an energy harvesting solution. Our harvester works like a solar panel for these RF signal and can generate sufficient electricity to replace AA and AAA batteries. As I mentioned before, our solution is based on Dr. Luo's invention at the CMU, which increased the harvest efficiency by more than 100 times. Patents has been granted, and we have exclusive license from CMU. Our solution has a clear advantage over batteries. It will enable the deployment of billions of IoT sensors. The IoT sensor market presents a huge market opportunity for us. The total addressable market size can reach 25 billion by 2035. And its main segments will focus on industrial IoT for oil and gas and Bluetooth IoT for smart buildings and cities. We are in a hardware company. Specifically, we provide RF harvest IC to IoT chipset manufacturer and RF harvester to IoT sensor manufacturer and IoT sensor end users. We released commercial prototype available for pilots. Under Shell Game Changer program, we learned that battery replacement can incur high labor and logistic costs. Our solution can potentially save several $100 per IoT sensor over its life cycle. And our cost is well below the value we provided. Game Changer program provide us the grant for prototype development and feasibility validation. Really appreciate it. We learned a lot through several accelerators, and we joined on accelerator to focus on beachhead market in Houston. We work on pilot opportunities in industrial IoT, smart buildings, and smart cities. Thanks to on accelerator, we are in discussion with City of Houston on potential pilot. Here's a heat map from Resilience of Houston program. It can help accurately reduce the impact of urban heat. It took 100 scientists over a day to collect this one dumb data. We can provide a low-cost IoT sensor solution with our harvester to remove the battery replacement cost. It will allow the city to get a real-time heat map over the internet for 10, 20 years. We're seeking seed investment and pilot and partnership opportunity here in Houston. Thank you.
Have you ever been surprised by an electric bill? By then, you're already into the next billing cycle and there's nothing you can do to impact savings. Managing your energy should be simple, right? We think so too. Hi, folks. I'm Tommy Hooks, founder of SmartWatts, and we help Texans save on electricity. We do this by helping you to reduce your energy consumption, by helping you to find the best rate plan, and by promoting energy equality for all Houstonians. You see, I'm not originally from Texas, and the deregulated energy market is still a bit new to me. So last summer, I missed to renew my rate plan, my energy bill almost doubled, and I had the uniquely Texan experience to go shopping for electricity. What was really interesting was that in this process of understanding my consumption, there were some fascinating insights buried in the data. Through some simple and relatively painless changes around the house, we were able to reduce our energy footprint by nearly 6%. Now, 6% might not sound like much, but that's $100 in annual savings. Said another way, that's the equivalent of 600 pounds of coal being burned, which would have otherwise released more than 1,200 pounds of harmful CO2 into the atmosphere. And I immediately thought, wow, this is just my house. And it was so easy. What if we could scale this across Houston? What about across Texas? Imagine the impact we could have on savings, on sustainability. And just like that, I became a believer. A staggering 1 in 3 Houstonians struggle to pay an electric bill at least once per month. And this number disproportionately affects people of color, single mothers, and the elderly. Switching electric plans can save you between 20 to 30% or more. Yet according to Centerpoint, less than 14% switch annually. Why is that? Well, let me ask, when was the last time you switched your energy plan? The truth is, electricity in Texas is complicated. In Houston alone, there are over 150 electricity plans across 44 different providers. With so many options, choosing a plan can feel overwhelming, so most folks simply do nothing, and that indecision typically costs us an additional $400 a year. At SmartWatts, we help you take your power back. We tap into the smart meter already installed in your home to enable a free energy monitoring dashboard so you can make smarter decisions about your energy use. Active monitoring can reduce energy by 5 to 15%, which is the equivalent of getting 1 month free of electricity every year. Using your consumption profile, we provide a personalized energy rate inspection that recommends the lowest cost plan based on your individual usage. Switching plans typically saves $400 or more, and we make it easy to find the best plan. Our target customer resides in Texas, has a smart meter enabled, and has a desire to pay less for electricity. Nearly every household in Texas has a smart meter installed, giving us an available market potential of nearly 8 million homes. We intend to register 20,000 Houstonians within the first 12 months, and by helping folks make smarter decisions about their energy use, we're going to reduce power consumption by 15 gigawatts a year. Okay, so 15 gigawatts, how much is that really? Well, it's a lot of power. It's enough energy to power 1,000 homes for a full year. So you can see with a bit of scale, we can make a significant impact to Houston's sustainability efforts. We're especially proud of our Keep the Lights On initiative to ensure all Houstonians have equal access to the best energy rates. With support from the ION, we're hopeful to partner with the City of Houston to promote this program across Houston's complete communities. From a revenue perspective, the energy dashboard will be free and will be used as a funnel to our energy plan finder. We're also exploring additional revenue streams, including affiliate marketing, white label portals, and potential to scale to other states. We've completed extensive market research, proven the data model, and conducted prototype testing with over 20 excited customers. We're targeting an initial launch in July, and we're looking for early adopters like you to give us feedback on new features. We'd love for you to register on our website at smartwatts.io. We're on a mission to realize the promise of deregulation, to pay less for electricity, to reduce energy consumption, and to make Houston more resilient to climate change. Join us at SmartWatts, and let's take our power back.
My name is Dr. Rube Williams. I am CEO of Stratus Perception, an aerospace systems artificial intelligence company. We apply AI to bridge technology gaps between commercial space capabilities and goals. Space is commercial. The guys on the right provide transportation. NASA buys a ticket. On the left, we see the projection for the first fully commercial space station by the well-funded company Axiom Space. Space exits are on the rise. $5.7 billion were invested in space startups in 2019, 24 exits in 2020 at a value of $7.9 billion. Our target pertains to space mining, driven by two major events scheduled this decade. One event is the NASA objective to put the first woman on the moon this decade and to sustain presence on the moon thereafter. This requires mining for water. Another objective that is occurring is a visit to a very expensive metallic asteroid in 2026, this decade, by JPL instruments launched by SpaceX. The value from a mining standpoint of materials and metals of this protoplanet is worth between 20 trillion and 10,000 quadrillion, that is quadrillion dollars. Though such a number set off a mini space mining bubble in 2012, clearly that was too early. However, with a visit in 2026 with scientific instruments, we would expect at least another bubble, if not a boom. However, there is a technology gap. Mining flows are complex. They're multi-compositional and multi-phase. Multi-phase flows are comprised of liquids and solids and gases flowing together, either two or three of those phases flowing together. Multi-phase flows are inherently unstable in microgravity and lunar gravity. I've studied such flows. They've been studied by lots of researchers over several decades. They're considered, these problems have consistently been intractable. However, aboard our microgravity flights, I was able to call out a flow regime to the guy below me, which is Frank, and within 8 seconds, which is about the time, allotted time he had, he could establish a stable flow regime for any test point that I called out. By watching the flow flowing through a transparent tube and managing the controls of the different phases independently. I realized that what I needed to do to solve this very hard or intractable problem, decades-long intractable problem, was to recreate Frank. So meet Frank, an intelligent multi-phase flow transducer. This technology was funded by NASA SBIR and is patent pending. It utilizes computer vision, convolutional neural networks, and additional software to produce high precision monitoring and control of multi-phase flows, that is gravity independent. Because most of the system is software, we can also deploy a software as a service model. This is something we're doing right now since it's a low budget operation. And we can also leverage this type of action with our relationship with Microsoft through the ION. We're a team of 3. We love tech. We're appreciative of our sponsorships. And we have advisors and partnerships that we're requesting $200K in funding for tech development and business development. Join us. Thank you.
Have you ever planned a wedding or event and was faced with the challenge of providing alcohol to your guests? Or maybe you were a party goer and had to wait way too long for a drink only to find out the bar was out of vodka. My name is Damiana Cook, and I'm joined today with Jim Liu, and we are the co-founders of Boozed Beverages, also known as Boozed. Boozed is an innovative technology startup looking to disrupt how you experience alcohol at weddings and events by introducing an AI-driven cocktail making and dispensing vending system. The idea of Boozed came about from my own personal experience of planning a large wedding where my husband and I were faced with those same challenges. Typically, you have 2 options. Either one, you sign a contract paying somewhere from $10,000 to $15,000, or you have to take a do-it-yourself approach. The first option is way too expensive, and the latter is too time-consuming and stressful. It's also averaged that a bar loses about $50,000 in estimated sales, and that the average customer on a busy night waits about 10 minutes for a drink. Wouldn't it be cool if we can change that? The solution is Boozed. I'll let Jim take you through it.
Thanks, Damiana. Our solution is to introduce your bartender's favorite bartender, an AI-driven smart cocktail dispensing machine that can mix over 300 cocktail variations at over 100 drinks an hour. This contactless and interactive approach to drinking can provide you with less time waiting in line and more time partying. So how exactly does it work? On the consumer side, guests can order a drink virtually anywhere from their phones, which is then placed in a queue. Once the drink is ready, they can easily pick it up via a QR code. On the host side, owners can manage, analyze data, and configure the machine completely remote and online. These are just some of the key hardware and software features we aim to integrate to make the best user and owner experience.
A little bit about the market. The intelligent vending space is expected to grow to $23 billion by 2024. Booz plans to participate in this growth and meet the pent-up demand of individuals wanting to get back to celebrate in a contactless and post-COVID environment. And as for our business model, in the first 3 years, we will focus primarily on the wedding and event rental space. We plan to scale to leasing, licensing, and introducing our own proprietary mixers. Booz aims to first target the wedding and corporate event space, as mentioned, but we have plans to operate wherever alcohol is served. This includes hotels, sporting venues, festivals, you name it.
By taking a two-pronged approach, we aim to mix traditional and modern marketing through beta testing at events, campaigns, and heavy use of social media influence. We also aim to utilize platforms such as TikTok and Instagram to spread awareness. As the smart vending industry continues to grow traction, of course, competition is inevitable. Where we stand against the competition is that we aim to bring the experience directly to our users through our extension of the bar approach.
So we know what you're thinking. Will I still get to interact with my bartender? What about legal barriers? Well, as your bartender's favorite bartender, we aim to supplement the bartender and not replace them by offering a new way for tips and exposure to technology. We're also super excited about the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission's recent announcement and acceptance of self-pour systems. We're looking forward to working with them while placing emphasis on drinking responsible via our rideshare integration feature. Another common key risk is leadership. Every organization's mission and vision starts at the top. Well, Jim and I bring over 20 years of combined financial services, technology, and leadership management experience.
We are also very, very fortunate to have a diverse group of mentors and advisors with legal, software, design, and even leadership backgrounds to help guide us through this exciting journey. We are also working directly with these organizations to help us get connected.
Lastly, we'd like to thank the ION and the Aerospace Innovation Accelerator Program for launching us into what's ahead. Stay tuned for more from Booz, follow us on social media, and get connected. Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you.
Growing up in the vicinity of an Air Force facility, I was always fascinated with aircraft, attempting to build my first one at 11 years old. But it wasn't until when I got to college that I began to appreciate the limitations of the various aircraft configuration shapes and sizes, and in the ensuing years began to conceptualize what I've come to believe to be a groundbreaking aerospace technology. I'm with Axionic Systems, and my name is Vincent Mbove. The problem with the way we fly today consists of us using airplanes that necessarily require runways and use as much as 15% of their fuel to take off, generating a significant amount of noise in the process. Helicopters, on the other hand, are of poor range, provide rough rides, and typically low payload capacity. Drone configurations tend to have low speeds, bad power-to-weight ratio, and poor cabin volume. The solution lies in an aircraft configuration that combines flight speed and payload range of an airplane with the vertical takeoff and landing versatility of a helicopter, and this will provide enhanced military operational readiness, improve emergency and rescue services, provide commercial transporters with a vertical takeoff and landing capable aircraft, and give drone developers more underbelly space and improved cabin volume. The disc-wing rotor aircraft concept consists of an inner disc that generates lift in forward flight and a rotor system powered from the tips. Together they improve versatility, speed, and performance of scaled-up aircraft configurations. The system works with both electric and gas turbine engines. The impact of this will be to reduce power required by as much as 50%, offering savings in operational costs, provide quiet and smoother rides, lead to reduced pollution by virtue of reduced power requirements and use of electric engines, and increased payload to weight ratios. With only 20% of the world population having ever flown, this is what the opportunity looks like. The market is projected at $6.4 trillion over the next 20 years, and this consists of unmanned aerial system, general aviation aircraft, civil and military transport categories aircraft. The drug is conceptualized to compete and take up space in all these market segments, and as the market matures from the 20% to the 100% mark, the opportunity can only grow, meaning better return on investment. And therefore, our vision is to push the boundaries of modern aerospace technologies and speed it further into the future, making it more accessible and available. Our mission is to enhance the aerospace industry by developing and commercializing our disc-wing rotor aircraft concept. The team currently consists of myself, our VP of Corporate David, and Wesley, our Director. Within our strategic plan, we aim to deliver a prototype within the first 12 months, and this, which is currently in progress, and get to market within the first 24. This will lead us to an unmanned aero system of 6,000 pounds within the first 36 months, and eventually get to market with the general aviation transport aircraft in 5 to 7 years. Phase 1 consists of us raising a seed of $1.5 million, and this will go towards expanding our team, proofing and validating our technology, for which we are going on with performance analysis, and conduct feasibility and trade studies, and engage initial customers. As part of this, we are raising a pre-seed of $150,000, which will be distributed towards the prototype, working capital, workspace, and for this we have received a non-dilutive grant of $10,000 from the EON. As part of the COVID program, we've gained a lot in terms of communication and pitch deck development, developing and implementing OKRs, and which has led to us focusing and regenerating our startup. We are open to talking to investors, advisors, technical experts, and of course, potential customers. Thank you.
You are a go-getter. You have places to be and things to do, but you get stuck in traffic. Now that's big city, big problem. Like, how much time and money have traffic jams taken from you? Did you know you'll spend about a week in traffic every year? Now, that time plus money equals a lot of life wasted, and everybody's getting stuck in traffic, including you, police, emergency services. This is a global problem. Our vision, flying cars for all. Hi, I'm Sharon Peters, the urban astronaut, CEO and founder of Nanco Aero, and we are going to get you up and out the traffic and into your own lane. Now, that traffic plus Houston Spaceport shows that it's time for flying cars. NASA, DoD, Uber are all looking for flying cars, and you should too. Take back your life. Now, we make urban air vehicles, hybrid electric, vertical takeoff and landing type aircraft. So join Nanco Aero, the future of space in the making. And if you're still confused on how we really plan to bring flying cars to market, well, let's look at the market of $60 trillion in total. But we're going to carve out our slice of $350 million for year 6. And the first 100 vehicles for $150 million in year 4 is our major milestone. The current state of urban air mobility is ready for takeoff. The FAA is developing a better certification process for these vehicles. The airspace and market already exist. For example, gyrocopters are already flying legally. We're simply bringing a much better vehicle to the airspace. Now, meet George Jetson, our prime target for flying cars. Board member of an aircraft association, fleet director, or an aircraft broker. In terms of our business model, B2B, he's the influencer and decision maker in these different sectors, starting with emergency services. We offer a sleek, modern urban air vehicle about the size of an SUV, carries 4 passengers, but just imagine lifting straight up from your station, bypassing all traffic and obstacles, and landing at your destination safely and comfortably. Our path to producing these vehicles is a 5-year plan developing the subsystems. These subsystems provide extra opportunity, and with that opportunity, we de-risk and hedge our bets on the overall project. The current competition do not provide the combination of benefits that we have. From power generation to pilot interface, we offer more capabilities to meet passenger acceptance criteria. And this is how we'll lead the VTOL industry. We've built small-scale prototypes and proof of concepts. We've launched our Space City Flight Club, and we've built an urban air simulator to fly Digital Houston right now. And I couldn't do any of this without an excellent team of engineers, aviation robotics professionals, and our community is growing. We are in the ION Aerospace Accelerator, and they have truly accelerated us, and here we are now. Be the first in flight. we're looking for 100 future pilots for our simulator. So sign up at nanco.aero. We're also looking for corporate and community partners for mutual support. And most of all, it will take about 8.25 million to build the first 10 vehicles. But a good step in that direction will cost about 1.65 million. Either way, we can offer a 24% ROI in 4 years. We are Nanco Aero, the future of space in the making.